The night sky stretched endlessly above me, clear and vast, as my old Dakota soared high over the sleeping countryside. The moon had just begun to rise in the east, casting a soft glow over the quiet world below. Stars twinkled like tiny lanterns, guiding my way home. The cockpit hummed with the steady rhythm of the engines, and for a moment I felt at peace. My thoughts drifted to my family, to home, and to the warm English breakfast that awaited me. It was a perfect night for flying, or so I thought. I switched on the radio, my fingers steady on the dial as I called out into the night. Paris Control, Dakota DS-088 here. Can you hear me? A crackling response followed almost instantly. DS-088, I can hear you. Turn 12 degrees west now. I nodded to myself, adjusting the controls, my eyes flickering between the glowing instrument panel and the vast darkness outside. Everything was smooth, everything was under control. Or so I thought. As I flew on, the peaceful night began to change. Ahead of me, rising like monstrous walls in the sky, were huge black storm clouds, thick, heavy, and unyielding. They stretched across the horizon, leaving no way around. My hands hovered over the controls. I could turn back to Paris, play it safe. But home was ahead. My family was ahead. And I wanted that warm English breakfast. I took a deep breath. I would take the risk. The moment I entered the storm, everything changed. Darkness swallowed me whole. The plane lurched and twisted, battered by the violent winds. Rain pounded against the windows, and the engines groaned under the pressure. I looked at my compass, it was spinning wildly, completely useless. One by one, my instruments failed. Panic crept into my voice as I grabbed the radio. Paris Control. Paris Control. Can you hear me? Silence. The radio was dead. I was alone. Lost in the heart of the storm. Asterisk. Just when I thought I was completely alone in the storm, I saw it. Through the swirling darkness, an aeroplane appeared, black, silent, and without lights. It flew right next to me, steady and unwavering, as if untouched by the violent winds. Then, through the rain-streaked cockpit window, I saw him. A pilot, his face calm, his eyes locked on mine. And then, he lifted his hand and waved. A silent message. A command. Follow me. I had no choice. I gripped the controls, took a deep breath, and followed the mysterious black aeroplane into the storm. The black aeroplane moved ahead, cutting through the storm with ease. It flew as if the ragging winds did not exist. I gripped the controls, my heart pounding, yet I felt no fear. I didn't know who the pilot was. I didn't know where he was leading me. But in that moment, I trusted him. Like an obedient child, I followed. Through the darkness, through the chaos, I followed the silent guide who had appeared from nowhere. And still, the storm raged on. I glanced at the fuel gauge, only 5, maybe 10 minutes left. My stomach tightened. If the fuel ran out here, in the middle of this storm, I wouldn't stand a chance. The Dakota shook violently, struggling against the ragging winds. Visibility was still 0, I couldn't even see the ground. But up ahead, the black aeroplane continued, steady as ever. It didn't waver. It didn't slow down. I had no choice. With my heart pounding and my fuel running out, I held on and followed. It was the only thing I could do. The Dakota shuddered, battered by the last breath of the storm. My hands gripped the controls, my fuel nearly gone. And then I broke through. Suddenly, the world changed. The sky was clear, the stars shining down like silent witnesses. The storm was behind me now, roaring in the distance. And then I saw them. 2 long rows of runway lights, glowing like a path home. An airport. I was safe. I exhaled, my body finally releasing the tension that had held me in its grip. I turned to look for my mysterious guide, the black aeroplane that had saved me. But the sky was empty. It was gone. As I flew safely through the night, my heart still pounding, I turned to look back. I wanted to see him. To thank him. But there was nothing. No shadow. No lights. No black aeroplane. Just the vast, empty sky stretching endlessly behind me. Had he ever been there at all? Or had someone guided me through the storm? I stared into the night, my mind racing with questions. The mysterious pilot was gone. Vanished without a trace. The wheels touched down. I was safe. I had made it. But there was only one question burning in my mind. I rushed to the control tower, my heart still racing. I had to know. Who was he? I asked the controller about the black aeroplane, the one that had led me through the storm. But the controller only frowned. Confused. And then, the words that sent chills down my spine. Another aeroplane. Up there in the storm. There was no other plane. Yours was the only one on the radar. I stood there, frozen. Silent. Had I imagined it? Was it a dream? Or was it something else? I looked back at the night sky, searching. Wondering. Who had saved me?